Namaskar, hello, and a very warm welcome to CIET NCERT's live phone-in interactive program. This is our 5-day online training on cyber threats. I'm Tanvi Khurana, and today we are entering into the third day where we are going to discuss identity threats. So this entire training has been organized by Central Institute of Educational Technology NCERT New Delhi, and this will go on till Friday. So this is a 5-day online training, so please watch all the sessions. So let me please introduce you to our guest for today. She is Miss Chandni Agarwal. Ma'am, a very warm welcome to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for being with us today. Ma'am is the head of Computer Department, Maharaja Agrasen Model School, Pitampura, New Delhi, and she's also a National ICT awardee, and she won the award in 2017. Ma'am, congratulations for the award.
Thank you so much.
So we are going to discuss each and every detail of identity threats with ma'am. If you have any questions, any queries, please reach out to us. You can call us on our number, which is 8800440559. If you want to email us, there's a common email ID on which you can raise your queries. That is training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in. Apart from this, at this moment you're watching us on eVidya channel number 6 to channel number 12, and also on our YouTube channels simultaneously. And the channels are NCERT Official and NCERT PM eVidya channel number 6 to channel number 12. In all these YouTube channels, in the live chat box, you can write down your questions, your queries, and share them with us. Ma'am will be more than happy to answer all your doubts towards the end of the program. So let's begin this conversation on identity threats, and let's discuss that, ma'am, what is the entire aim or focus of this particular program? What are the identity threats that we are going to talk about or discuss?
Yeah. First of all, I would like to appreciate this effort of CIT and NCERT to aware the citizens, aware the community about these threats. So today's topic is going to be very informative in terms of we are going to discuss some new concepts and the threats. So let's start with the session. So if you see the stats, and these stats says that nowadays the cost of cybercrime is increasing, and amount that is earned by cyber criminals is more than trillions, and 80% of cyber crimes are phishing attacks, which is one kind of a biggest identity threat to us. So if we say what defines our digital identity, we all are living in the world where our digital identity is on the, in the virtual world. We have our date of birth, username, password, authentication, email ID, even whatever we browse is our digital footprint, social media credentials, Aadhaar card number, ATM card, PAN card, and there are so many, the list is on, where we have threats to our identity and we have to use it. We can't live without these details, but the main thing is we have to use this judiciously. So if we see what are threats to our identity, first is the identity theft, the biggest threat to us. Then social engineering has so many techniques through which the person's identity can be stolen. Online frauds, credential stuffing, password spring, and man in the middle. So we are going to discuss all these threats in detail in today's session. So if we talk about the identity theft, this is the act of wrongfully obtaining someone's information, personal information, and that too using that without their permission. That is called identity theft, and most of us, we don't know where and how our information is being used. So first of all, we should know how the criminals, they get information, and it's like mail theft through email, dumpster diving. Sometimes we throw our documents and we just leave our documents as it is, upload and just leave it. So that is called dumpster diving. Shoulder surfing, sometimes the people, they peep into, like using ATM, they peep into the pin and they use it later on. Phishing techniques, hacking, and the data breaches, and the wallet theft through the cards. Now if we see the types of identity theft and their signs here, so there are credit card identity fraud, text fraud, where the people they take credit card or debit card and the number, wherever if you have used anywhere and they pick this steal out this information, it can be used as a fraudulent activity. And for the credit card, even no OTP has to be entered, just information comes for the money deduction. Then the tax fraud, medical identity fraud. Under this type of fraud, people take insurance benefits under your name and they steal out the identity. Criminal identity theft, sometimes such kind of identity stolen may put us in the harm, like people while arresting in the police station can give identity of any person, which is in terms of stolen idea. Synthetic identity theft can be a combination of real and fake identity, like deep fake is very popular these days. If we talk about account takeover, here in the terms of account takeover, people they take like the dormant accounts of bank accounts, their dormant accounts. In the similar way, so many online accounts are freely available in the dark web, and the fraudsters they take all the password and user IDs from there, and they make all kind of criminal activities through these accounts. So there is one small story in the terms of this comic strip. So this girl Neera was she was looking for some printouts and she went to cyber cafe. There she opened the browser, and the meantime the person taking printout, she opened her social media credentials and email ID there, and in hurry she just closed the browser and she just left out all the IDs open, just closed the browser and she came back to home. So after 2 hours, when she just saw no password was working, and she got a call from her friend that some social media fake profiles has created. So she next day when she went to office, the documents were leaked, and the boss has just thrown out her job because of the document leak. Then she went to the cyber cell. Always it is recommended, whenever you have any kind of victim of social media, you must go to cyber cell and seek the solution, and just incident reporting is must. Here is one more case where we sometimes use our documents like passport, Aadhaar card copy, photocopies are used. So this person Mohan went to a loan agency, and just for some documents he gave there. So after some days he receives calls from banks about the loans which he has never applied for. So he went to bank and just asked. Then he saw that his identity that he has used the document at any other place was used for taking up the loans. So he regretted about why he has shared all these documents unknowingly to a person and left out the things like unattended. So he again went to cyber cell, and the police arrested the victims. So there are list is so on, it's a big list. Here if you say the social media fake profiles are there. So in the session also we will see how we can we can prevent from all these things. And social media threats have a long list in terms of your post, your Twitter ID, hacking of IDs, and your pictures are misused. So if we see this conversation, here in this conversation two people are there is one victim and one is the fraud person who is asking about the money, and he is talking like that he is a familiar person, but because of the awareness of the person with whom that fraud person is talking, he just called the actual person and he asked why you need money. Instead of sending money, or instead of talking more things, or sending just through only the textual conversation, he has not sent the money, he called that person, and then he came to know that his profile was hacked, and so many other people are also victim of this sending amount to that person. So here is some of the tips how you can protect your identity and how you can be safe from your identity theft, because we can't do anything when once the crime has happened, the money has gone, yes, but just be vigilant, and about little awareness we can safeguard. So first of all, secure your accounts with strong password, enable two-factor authentication, even enable multi-factor authentication. So two-factor authentication, you get OTP or you get like some kind of biometric on your phone. Handle sensitive information carefully, like your credit card number, debit card number. Delete personal data from the internet. If you are using any browser at public place, just clear the browser activity before you leave the system. Install updated original antivirus software, and monitor your financial and medical statements in case if you are victim of any kind of fraud, banking fraud or your financial fraud, you have to take care of statements very carefully and regularly. Keep an eye out of your for email alerts and notifications. So you have to check the notifications and emails, like if your account has been used at any other place, that will also be notified. Subscribe to an identity theft monitoring services. Nowadays for big organization, business organizations, so many identity theft monitoring services are available which can be subscribed at cost. Use card tokenization and protect your online activities through VPN. Even you have to use offline protection sometimes, because our devices are also so intelligent these days and they use AI to predict and to act accordingly. Sometimes you see you are talking and you are getting advertisement according to whatever you are talking, because your phone is always listening to you. Secure your devices and don't overshare the information on social media. So this threat is new, and most of the threats or most of the people are using AI for the identity threat. Even to this is a big threat, and identity theft is much more easier than the traditional techniques. So 57% of consumers, according to the survey, they think these AI tools make online identity theft easier. So it's nothing, it's just a some techniques with which this AI mimic the original person. If we see some advertisements and if you go through the news, latest news on Google also, so deepfake scams are on high. So they have fake videos and they just take away crores of rupees, and the cyber criminals are intelligent in terms of taking all the things using AI. So these are the latest reports, and where celebrities are also victim of deepfakes, like Nora Fateh, she calls out brand on Instagram which she has never did such kind of advertisements, and for the list is long for the celebrities also, because it's nothing, it's just the techniques like you can see on the screen, simply face swapping and voice cloning. Just a 30-second audio is enough to clone your voice, and using AI algorithms, that the modus of operandi becomes much more easier. Now here, this is one link is given on the screen. So using generative AI, these both person, they are not real person, this is the generated faces. So in these using these generated faces, people can do crime, people create fake profiles and do the fraudulent activities on social media site, and then the things they become originally happen in the physical world. So in the similar way, if you see on the Instagram or on the Facebook, so many apps are coming where you just click and see your new avatar. Everything is done, that characters are dressed up, just they pick your profile photograph and create your beautiful young and celebrity like face. So that, now think, your face can be misused anywhere because you are giving your data at your own wish. So I would like to discuss this type of threat in detail because recently in our family only, what happened? It happened with a senior citizen. She received a phone call through WhatsApp, and the person was, that person is relative, close relative, and he asked money around 30,000, and he told that he caught in a police station, and the policeman also told, please give money, then only we can leave him. So that lady, she has not any Paytm account or nothing, was on online. Even he told, I have only 5,000 rupees. So they hypnotized, the modus of operandi is of such kind, they play psychological tricks, and she went to cyber cafe and transferred 5,000 rupees. After that, she called and like, have you received the money? There was no, that number was fraud number, and that original number he told that I have not asked any money. So first of all, how to detect a deep fake? The very foremost point is you have to be calm and then observe, because now they have face, they have voice, just replace the things and voice is replaced. So it shows the urgency, medical urgency or any kind of urgency like accidents and kind of things. So if you have any kind of video, viral video, you can see celebrities viral videos are there. So look for skin part, cheeks and forehead with unnatural smoothness or wrinkles you can see. Shadows and reflections will be there on the facial feature. Facial expressions will not be natural, they will be little blurred. Check the blinking of eyes. Eyes that don't blink were one of the early clue, but deepfake generate have got wiser since then, looking for unnatural blinking. Lip movement you can see. So in the movies are always ahead from the society. So recently a movie came, I don't remember the exactly name, that girl was a robot and the robot was working like human, exactly human. Even the person living with that girl cannot identify that this is a human, even she charges herself accordingly. So the first thing is how to protect yourself against deep fake is, the first number is limit the number of pictures and videos you share, because your video can be morphed, your picture can be morphed, and then once the things are viral you can't do anything. Keep your social media profiles private. Secure your online activity with a virtual private network. Protect your devices with an antivirus scanner and contact the authorities. So these are the few points through which you can safeguard yourself. Now next crime comes is the credential stuffing. Here the credential stuffing. Now first of all I would like to ask, how many of us we use the same password on multiple accounts? Like if we ask around 100 people, 80% says that they will forget the password, that's why they use multiple same password on their multiple accounts, and this will become a part of data breach. Cyber criminals, they use stolen usernames and password from one organization to access user account at another organization, and all these data is freely available on dark web. But how this data come to them? So this is the anatomy of credential stuffing attack, and what they do, attacker, they take the compromised credentials, botnet, and this data is provided to botnet, and botnet goes to victim site. Actually what they do, they try the password and credentials again and again, and just trying anywhere the password works, and they got then again the rule applies, multiple sites have same password and your things are under hack. So in this way credential stuffing works. Here is there are two prevention mechanism. One is the breached password protection, that is this site is have I been pawned. It shows us the whether our data is under threat or not. I'll show you this. with the help of small demonstration, suppose I am writing my address here. So if you see on the screen, so data breach has happened to my ID and we have 6 data breaches. Now how my data goes out? See, big basket. Now under big basket in 2020, this platform has compromised date of birth, email address, IP address, name, password, phone number, and all this data has been gone out from this company. Then Canva, Edmodo, HDB Financial Services also. This is non-banking lending unit, Nitro, Rentomozo in 2023. So we are living in the world where we are using with the app. So we are using apps and we are providing data also. Every morning we need milk. So we are subscribed to Country Delight or Big Basket. So these all companies are sending our data out anyway, or the data breach happens with them also sometimes. Second mechanism is use multi-factor authentication. So what is multi-factor authentication if we see? So in the terms of two-factor, we have only two things. We use password and we use our like on our phone number the OTP comes and we work on that. But when we talk about the multi-factor authentication, it combines with so many other things. It can connect with the biometric. So it can connect with the biometric, and multi-factor authentication comes with the biometric part, or you have your devices logged in. So the multi-factor contains more than one way to connect with your system. So in this way you can prevent yourself from the fraudulent activities and apply multiple things to log in into your important accounts, important IDs. For example, banking, and always remember to log out from your device, because even when we pay through Paytm, Google Pay, our logins are already logged in, because we are not in the habit of taking pain again login and log out things. So make it a habit to change password regularly, apply multi-factor authentication and log out from the devices. One new technique is also coming is the credential stuffing, is the passwordless authentication. Now if we talk about the passwordless authentication, if someone hacks your password, you are under threat. But if you add, now leave the password, don't enter the password, use the devices you have and use your biometric to log in. So it is something you have plus something you are. So no one can, hack your identity in this way. So there are 7 types of passwordless authentication. One is SMS based, and then under the SMS based authentication, the user, instead of entering username and password, the person gets SMS as a one-time passcode to on the application. Second is the email based authentication. Under email based authentication, the password and the link goes to the email and the user click the link to log into the ID. Then we have possession authentication. Under possession authentication, the user uses device to log into the system and through authenticator app like Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator is there to log in. Next is the biometric authentication, that consists of your fingerprint or your retina to on the to log in the system. Similarly, these other are one-time passcode system, linked based authentication, and the push notification are other ways to have passwordless authentication. So we have so many techniques through which our identity is stolen and password spraying. So if we are watching this session very carefully, the password is our strength. And another technique is password spraying, like if the picture depicts a same password is sprayed over multiple login IDs. anywhere, into the any system it is connected and successful login can be happened. Mostly we have password welcome 1234, password 1234, spouse name, son's name, date of birth. So such kind of common passwords are very easily available, and people they go through these passwords. So password spraying is the technique where the same password is applied using bot or using AI algorithm to multiple accounts, and the frauds can have the they can steal the identity and they can have access to their accounts. So what are signs of password spraying? Sometimes we say we have not changed the password but our account is not working, and unknown or invalid user login attempt is coming. You are getting message that your account is login at such and such place. Increased and failed login attempts. So these are some signs. So how you can be protected? Use complex software, use multi-factor authentication, and change passwords periodically. So we can see that how password can be work very efficiently and effectively. Next attack says is the man in the middle attack. Now what is man in the middle means? Like you are connecting through web, you are just entering some address and you are doing enjoying the web applications, but here is a new connection in between, that is called man in the middle, and this man in the middle act as the genuine person, like the genuine activity, and even you cannot recognize that someone is in between you and the connection. So there are different techniques for this. There are two ways. First is under the first phase interception, and under the second phase decryption occurs. Under the interception, IP spoofing, DNS spoofing or RS spoofing is done. Your IP address is spoofed. Once your IP address is spoofed, then your secured layer is under hijack, and then your all activities are under threat. So best practices for preventing from this man in the middle attack. Number 1, use secured websites, avoid websites with no HTTPS, avoid public Wi-Fi, ensure that your home Wi-Fi is secure. Sometimes your our home Wi-Fi is also under it can be hacked, because we have passwords like our phone number, reverse phone number, our own name, and this can be easily used by the people. Log out of sensitive websites, use zero trust security methods, use multi-factor authentication, and update all passwords at endpoint devices. So now whenever any kind of attack is happening, I am again and again saying use multi-factor authentication and change your password, have secure and complex password. Next comes the social engineering attack. There are so many techniques which comes under this big umbrella, that is social engineering attack. So under this it happens in 3 steps. Number 1, first it targets the victim, earn their trust, and then after earning that trust, the breaking security practices and stealing information happens. Authority, then again it is based on 6 principles. Whatever crime you see, that will happen with these all principles. That is, first they possess like an authority figure, that they know you and they build up your trust. Then consensus and social proof, where peer pressure forces someone to commit an action. Scarcity, the idea that a victim will miss out if they don't act. You are under fear. Then they show the urgency, that it is too urgent. If it doesn't happen, then something mishappening will be occur. And they show you the familiarity and the liking. So all these are social engineering attacks. Sometimes we think how they are taking our data out. These all are done by the social engineering. So on the screen, if we see that now these threats are like the seasonal threats. Whenever something happens like during COVID time, the idea was donations, about the donations, the fake site of donation was happening. Now people are going to Kedarnath and the maximum frauds are occurring for helicopter booking, hotel booking and the darshan bookings. So people, first of all, what we do, we go to Google and we search. Yesterday I was researching about this topic. So I found one site, that is the IRTC. It's not IRCTC, that was IRTC. A small difference was there. So people, they are losing lakhs of lakhs amount, and when they reach there, there is no hotel of that name or nothing was there. And even the people, those who taken money or called them, the phone was, no one is picking the phone, the number is fraud. So this is the new and the common fraud is going on these days. So my suggestion is just book through IRCTC, the direct site, government site. Go to tourism site to book anything. Don't trust on the links which are available on Google. Even on Instagram, so many offers are coming for cheap deals about this tourism or that travel. So don't go through those cheap themes, and we are booking, we are just purchasing so many things from Instagram and things, sometimes things never reach and our amount has already gone. So next type of frauds are job frauds. So many people are looking for jobs these days, even online jobs, online work from home offers, and they don't get job, even they are paying to get the job. So first of all, whenever you see such kind of things, you just avoid opportunity on finding out search engines. You just go through the valid sites, government sites, newspaper advertisements. Don't trust on such kind of fake advertisements. Check privacy policies of job sites. Beware of fake government jobs. Like these days, so many fake circulars are rotating. In the same way, in the place of government job, people are asking money and there is no job later on. Check for spellings very carefully, like I have given you the example of IRCTC and the IRTC was given, or IRTCC, ICRTC, some spelling mistake will be there. Use verified job portals and never pay for job. So these are some suggestions for preventing you from the fraud jobs. So these are few more real cases, and we just go and click on the links and then we are forwarding these to the groups further. Now the links are there on Instagram, WhatsApp group, and these links are sharing our information outside. Plus sometimes when we are downloading these links, downloading these apps, they install spyware in our mobile phone and our data, our identity is in the hand of hacker. So if you carefully see these two screens, can you find out any difference? One is the phishing site and one is the original site. Even if you see the spellings are looking like same. The first one is the original and the second one is the fake. So in the phishing, when any kind of phishing crime happens, the websites or the links, they look like legitimate sites and we click on the link. The links are generally short links like the bit.ly type of links, and they contain the link to the fraud sites. So these are few more activities which are displayed on the screen. Here I would like to aware, this is one more crime which is happening to every third person these days. So I want to explain this. Just see, the Paytm cashback scam is there and KYC is there, but now what happened, we sell out our things on OLX, or we just purchase some things, we sell things. This was happening in last months, but now the new fraud with the help of social engineering, the person calls the family member, like with the name of his husband. They ask them that please just find out, I am sending you 10 rupees and your husband has told me that put all the amount in your account, so I want to transfer account in your amount in your account, so I am first sending you 10 rupees, just accept my and just acknowledge me. And the person says, generally we do this to the new accounts, we send 10 rupees and ask that have you received. So that person says yes, received. Now suppose that person has to send 5,000 rupees and he transfers, he shows that, oh, I have sent 50,000 rupees to you, and in Google Pay or Paytm, again I have shown you like the man in the middle type of attack. That attack is not originally sending the amount, rather they just show that, oh, by mistake I have given you 50,000, just send me 45,000 back, and the person are sending the amount back. Originally 45,000 rupees are transferred to the hacker, and after that you cannot get back your money because you yourself has given. In that case you are not scanning any code, you are not getting any OTP because your transaction has started. So just beware of such kind of calls. In this case you just call the person, like you call your family members and then just verify the detail of that transaction. So for phishing prevention, never give out personal or sensitive information based on email requests. Don't trust links or attachments in unsolicited mail. First of all, hover over the links in email message to verify that whether these links go to actual destination, or and even if the link comes from a trusted source, you have to check. Type in the website addresses rather than using links from unsolicited mail. Be suspicious of phone number in emails. Don't call them, just find out phone number found on your card, statement or trust directory. Even nowadays we are getting so many spam calls. I told you that whenever we talk, whenever we do something, we are already, our phone numbers are already gone, our email IDs are already gone through data breaches. So we are getting so many calls from property dealers and other persons. So this kind of thing is smishing. This is another kind of attack where user gets the SMS text message which misleads the person to provide sensitive information to the cyber criminal, like the shipping information or the lottery information you will get. So such kind of smishing attacks, these are some sample messages, like your Apple ID is expiring, you are getting message from bank. So now people are calling also, that is the next attack we are going to talk about. So beware of these kind of attacks. Just check whether you have account in that bank or not, whether you have applied for such kind of goods that you are receiving, or you have filled any kind of lottery or not. So beware of this smishing attack rather than falling into the lucrative offers. So these are another example of smishing. So for prevention, the first of all, don't respond. If you get any request regarding private or financial information, if you get a message that appears from your bank or financial institution, they contact you directly or your PR will contact you, the HR person. Review this policy and then sending text messages to customers. Don't fall into the false SMS. Then beware of messages that have a suspicious number in beginning or some other number that is not a cell number. Scammers, they often mask their identity using email to text services and avoid revealing the actual phone numbers. They give you fake phone numbers. Now if a text message is urging you to act or respond quickly, first you have to stop. Now the mantra is, like, you think before you click, now pause before you act. Remember that criminals, they have used this tactic to get you do what they want, and they always show you some kind of urgency. Never reply to suspicious text message and verify the resource. Never call a phone number from an unknown texter. So some apps are also there which just show you this green and blue color changes. Now the telephone companies are also doing big things in the data science, because most of the crimes, they are happening with the phone calls also. So now they have a big database, companies have big database, and they are working on such kind of prevention for the users through their apps. Next is vishing attack. So here the attacker creates a scenario to prey on human emotions, and that is through the common greed or fear. So they call them, exploit the fact, like I have told you the scenario where they got that elderly person, they got the call, and under the emotional threat she paid the money. And such scams are increasing. Even a person who is retired from the job, he has lost only 1 rupee less from the 10 lakh, entire money has gone out, because he got some lottery offer and some winning lottery, and he just clicked and all the amount has gone. So the prevention says, don't be afraid to say no. Treat urgency as a red flag. Don't give out valuable information over phone. Call them back and call the just to near ones. Don't panic, but be helpful but defensive, and foremost is be vigilant. So we have we are reaching to near to end. I told you that whenever any crime happens, because now every second person is becoming victim of cyber crime in any form. Like we are going through these 5 days session on different type of crimes. The people are victim of sometime identity theft, money fraud, fake identity theft, and the viral videos attacks. Anything can be happen. So the first thing, go to your nearest police station, go to the cyber cell, report there, and report at cybercrime.gov.in. This is a government portal. It asks you certain details where you have to lodge your complaint, and in detail you can like apply anonymously and with your name. This is the cybercrime incident report which the person has reported, where the amount has gone, victim account details. And one more tip is, if you have transferred money and if you contact your bank, the money can be, it may possible that you can get your money back within 24 hours. The better you act urgently and promptly, you can be safeguard from such kind of activities. So let's create a cyber safe society together. Thank you so much. Any queries, and your questions are welcome.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We should thank you for all this important information, and the way you said that let's create a cyber safe society together. For this, everyone has to be involved, and it has to be a together initiative.
Yes.
So, ma'am, like you said that anyone can be attacked. So what about the senior citizens who don't have smartphones but they have bank accounts, but the children, let's say, they don't stay together. So in such a case, how can we protect them?
Yes, ma'am. So like in banks, there is dormant. If we don't access our accounts, they become dormant.
Right.
So what the tip is, they have to check their statements regularly, because they don't have smartphones but they have received messages from the bank. We have got SMS. So they have to regularly check about the SMS, that if they receive any kind of activity related to their bank, they should promptly contact to bank person, and regularly, like every month, they should check their banking.
But old people are not,
they are not
too familiar with technology.
not familiar with technology, but they can call the bank person who is connected with them.
Okay.
in case they receive any text message, because bank sends the message. Even if you operate your locker, you get the SMS, not the
Okay.
WhatsApp. So bank, they send all the messages through SMS or email.
Okay. And in the last example, when you said that, if someone lodges the complaint within 24 hours,
Yes.
then there's a possibility that they will get the money back
Yes, ma'am. That is to the bank.
to the bank.
Yes, if they just give their complaint, they contact their bank, there is possibility of money back. But it is very, I mean, there is less possibility because of digital IP addresses and all that. Money just
Yeah.
gets through the signal, it's out to at the place where you don't know where the money is out. So, but yes, always save screenshots, always save information whenever you have to I mean, launch the complaint or further investigation.
Okay.
It is required, yes.
So, ma'am, what happens to these cyber criminals? Do they get caught? Is there any punishment for that?
Yes, ma'am, there are laws, there are acts under which they are punished, and some acts are non-bailable. If you see, there is a rule now for deep fake. If we see ministry has launched a deep fake, they have taken steps for online gaming and social media threat, tweeting. So there are so many laws have been developed under the IT Act now these days.
Okay.
So, but it is very difficult to catch hold the dynamic IP addresses, like in the dark web. It's all openly available.
Right.
So first thing, I mean, whenever any kind of pandemic occurs, so we have taken out the preventions before we caught for that disease. So in the same way, the first of all, we have to be aware and the preventive. Nowadays, people are completely sharing their all the information on social media everywhere. So I mean, they are under an eye. They never know, which anytime can be happen, and with anyone, anything can be happen.
So our information is not private anymore, no matter where we are registered, be it Country Delight, for General Milk, or even on social media. We are not safe at all. Okay.
Even we went to malls and shopping
Register,
mall, they come with some slips. Please, ma'am, you will get some prize. We have some scheme. Just fill it out. That is also one of the way of the data breach.
Okay.
So they sell out our data because we are entering all the information.
Right.
So they say, ma'am, today we will have lucky draw. Please enter all the information. So we are giving them the information.
Okay.
Yes.
So we should be careful. There's no doubt in that, and nobody wants to lose their hard-earned money like that to cyber criminals. So thank you so much, ma'am, for this information and for answering all the doubts of all our viewers. And it was a wonderful information. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you to all our viewers for being with us today. Like I said, that this is a 5-day online training on cyber threats, and we discussed identity threats today. Tomorrow also we will come up with another topic sharp at 4 o'clock. But before leaving, let me just tell you that all you have to do is register yourself for this online training. So just type CIET on your browser and you will see this home page. Yes, you can see the home page. Once you go to the toolbars activities, just click on it, and the third last option is workshop/training. If you scroll it a little here, you can see the current activity titled Current Threats, Cyber Threats. This is the online training going on. Please click on it. Once you do, another page will open, and this is all the information regarding our online training. The schedule has been mentioned from day 1 to day 5, all the topics with all the dates, who all can participate, what are the objectives of this particular program, and this is the schedule in detail. So tomorrow we are going to come up with phishing attacks. And sharp at 4 o'clock, we'll begin with our program. So please raise your questions. And here is the link through which you can register yourself. If you just click on the link, or you can simply scan this QR code, then you can fill the form and give your details. Just scroll it down a little bit. Here you can see is the feedback form. Please click on it, or just scan the QR code and give us your valuable feedback. Let me tell you that we will be giving you a quiz as well. So the quiz link will be shared once the entire training will be over. And here you can see is our training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in, a common email ID on which you can raise your queries. So we are wrapping up this particular program titled Identity Threats for today, and tomorrow we'll come back again with our 4th day's topic. So keep on raising your queries, because as soon as we'll be receiving it on our email ID, we'll be taking them up, if not today, then tomorrow. Coming up next is another special program of ours, that is Sahyog, and the topic that will be discussed will be nurturing scientific thinking. Raise your questions if you have any, and keep on watching eVidya channels, because we still have live phone and interactive programs for you. Thank you so much. Take care, and please, let's stay safe. Even if you have shared your information on various portals, please take care of it. Keep your profiles private, like ma'am said, and all this information will help you in keeping safe. So pass this information to others as well. Let's be aware and be safe. Thank you so much. With that, I'm wrapping up. I'm Tanvi Khurana, and I'll take a leave of you. Namaskar.